What if I told you that nearly 60% of millennials wish they could hit the rewind button on their financial decisions? That's a massive number of people feeling stuck, wishing they could start over. But here's the thing, life moves fast, and those same old money mistakes keep creeping back. So why do we keep falling for these same traps? And why does living in debt feel like the easier choice? Stick around because today we're going to uncover the answers and, more importantly, how to break free from this cycle for good. Welcome back to Dynamics of the Dollar, your go-to channel for mastering your money and building a brighter financial future. Today we're going to be diving into financial mistakes that millennials keep making, and more importantly, how you can learn to avoid them. With so many millennials struggling to find financial stability, this is an issue that I just couldn't ignore being a millennial myself. So this video is for you if you're a millennial who maybe has some regrets, like me. Or if you were born after 95, you're definitely going to want to hear these and learn from these mistakes. Let's face it, millennials have faced unique financial challenges, from skyrocketing debt to a lack of savings and poor budgeting habits to astronomical housing prices. The easy thing to do is point fingers and blame our education, our entertainment, our addiction to Tamagotchis. These mistakes aren't just small hiccups, they can have long-lasting impacts on your wallet. The first mistake is excessive student debt. Many millennials, like at one point me, took on way too many student loans that they just struggled to pay off, often because they didn't fully understand the long-term implications of borrowing so much. Basically, we didn't read the T's and C's. We thought school was mandatory, so we did school. Some of us did a little too much school with almost nothing to show for it. But did you know that the average millennial has over $30,000 in student debt? That amount of debt makes you feel like that girl from the State Farm commercial, and the people that loaned you the money are like that old man with a fishing rod. Let's break this down further. Many students enter college without a full understanding of what their loan payments will look like post-graduation. They might focus solely on getting the education they need for their dream job, not realizing that their choice of school, major, or amount of loans they take out will have a ripple effect on their future. What's worse is high interest rates can make it even more difficult to get out of this financial hole, turning what should be a point of growth and opportunity into one of anxiety and limitation. Number two, lack of savings. This is unfortunate. It's like we were all brainwashed by the songs of our youth to spend all our money as soon as we got it. I blame you, early 2000s hip hop. Whether it's for emergencies or retirement, a significant number of millennials aren't setting aside enough money for the future. In fact, statistics show that nearly 60% of millennials have less than $5,000 saved. Saving money should be a top priority. Pay yourself. Pretend you're one of your 12 subscriptions you probably have. There's one subscription actually that's free, and it's subscribing to this channel. So hip thrust that subscribe button. But millennials find it difficult to balance saving with immediate demands on their income. So rent, student loans, and day-to-day expenses often take precedence, leaving little room for savings, but more importantly, enough room to live their lives comfortably without stress. If you don't have any savings, even a minor emergency like a car repair or a medical bill can lead to significant debt. On top of that, the lack of retirement savings is a ticking time bomb, as millennials will eventually need a pretty big nest egg to retire comfortably. These first two mistakes are normally caused by reason number three, which is poor budgeting. It's easy to see why budgeting often gets overlooked when you're juggling rent, bills, and social life. But not having a clear budget will lead to overspending and living paycheck to paycheck, something that actually affects a large percentage of millennials, even if they make six figures. You know what that means? The solution isn't always to make more money. You could have the best paying job in the world, but if you handle your money like it's infinite, you're screwed. Budgeting might seem lame. In fact, it is. It sucks. But everyone needs a basic idea of where their money is going. Without a simple picture of your finances, it's easy to lose track of where your money is going, leading to overspending and often debt. If you give me a second, let me compare this to nutrition. Almost every person who has ever tried to lose weight in the history of the world has said these words: I don't know what's wrong. All I have is a small lunch, a few snacks, and dinner every day. I don't know why I'm 150 pounds overweight. Don't lie, you've said this. I know I have, because I used to be overweight and I said it all the time. If you haven't said this, you've most likely heard it from someone. Once you actually track calories one time, you'll see how wrong you've been. It's the same thing with money. People will always say, I only bought lunch twice this week for $10. I don't know why my credit card debt is so high. In reality, they probably bought lunch 6 times and each lunch was a 2-for-1 special for $32. And now I'm hungry. Guys, make a budget. Please track your spending for 1 week and your eyes will pop out of your head. If any of these sound like a mistake you've made, let me know in the comments how you overcame them, or if you need help. Let's keep going. The biggest mistake is still coming. Number 4 is over-reliance on credit cards. Credit cards can be a useful financial tool. Like I mentioned in my last video, I use credit cards to get me 2 to 3 free trips a year. But many millennials fall into the trap of using them to look cool. Look at me, I have a Gucci belt but can't afford to buy dinner. Look at my sweet new Benz that I park in my government house. I see this too often. And lastly, and in my opinion, most importantly, number 5, delayed investing. Many millennials believe that investing is something that you do once you've made it financially. But the truth is, the earlier you start, the better. Compound interest is some powerful stuff. And the more time your money has to grow, the better the results are going to be. Consider some basic math here. Someone who starts investing just $200 a month at the age of 25 could potentially have over $500,000 by the time they retire, assuming a modest return rate. If they wait till they're 35 to start, they'll end up with just over half that amount, even if they invest the same $200 a month. The difference is time. This can be the difference between a comfortable, stress-free retirement full of travel and exploration, and a retirement where you sit at home and watch YouTube all day, which actually doesn't sound too bad if you're subscribed. It's really easy to think that retirement is something to worry about later, especially when you're focused on more immediate financial concerns. But the reality is that the sooner you start planning and saving for retirement, the better your present will be, trust me. If you're fortunate enough to have a company match to your retirement, take full advantage. If you don't, you're literally leaving money on the table. On top of that, the longer you wait to start saving, the more you'll have to contribute to meet your retirement goals, which is so hard because life has so much to offer and life ain't cheap. So, how can we turn this around? The good news is that it's never too late to take control of your finances. Start by tackling one issue at a time. If the student debt is weighing you down, explore refinancing options or look into income-driven repayment plans. For savings, consider automating your deposits into a high-yield savings account. This way, saving becomes a habit, not a chore. Investing can seem overwhelming. Trust me, I know, I'm a late bloomer, but just start. Check out the link below for $25 so you can start. And of course, remember to do your own research for Canadians only. Sorry. And for budgeting, check out the free spreadsheet down below. I've been using it for years. If you're a fan of spreadsheets, start one of your own. They're not too complicated to make. Just make a list of your spending. It's really not that complicated. Make a list, look at it, learn from it. If you're in a scary amount of debt, check out this video right here where I talk about how I erased $100,000 in debt in just 3 years. And I'll see you there.